The government has sought to justify the use of Chinese workers to build the Marriott Hotel. Today, Gail Teixeira, the presidential advisor on governance, said it is nothing new for foreign workers to be employed here on massive projects. Speaking at Freedom House, the headquarters of the ruling PPP, Teixeira said that even Guyanese contractors have been complaining of not having a reliable amount of semi-skilled workers, such as masons, plumbers, painters, and electricians. As such, she put the protests against Chinese workers on the Marriott down to racism.
It smells stink because it smells of racism. It smells of, anti-nationality. We don't seem to have that problem with the companies that are coming in that are non-Chinese, who also are bringing in foreign workers. Do we have a problem with that? There are Canadian companies here. We have Russian companies here. All are bringing in foreign workers.
Teixeira said that currently in Guyana there are Canadian, Russian, and even Guyanese companies who employ foreigners. She said that in signing bilateral agreements, foreign governments would ask for the employment of their workers, and in the case of investors, they will request to bring a certain amount of workers, and the government goes through with it. She said that it is the right of investors to bring in their workers. In the case of the Marriott, the government has failed to attract any investors thus far and has been using taxpayers' money, some $2 billion of it already, to fund the construction of the hotel.
Guyana right now has a lot of work that needs to be done. If you ask anybody building a house in Guyana now, in one of them schemes, the difficulties they have finding skills, you can just magnify that 100 times more when you're coming to big projects. And so we have to balance this with investors and government programs.
Teixeira said that the PPP government is working class, and that means protecting local and foreign workers. But she said that in the negotiations to bring in workers, this is discussed in terms of what categories of workers are available locally, and the company still has to justify each case. Attorney General Anil Nandlal, speaking at the same press conference, also weighed in on the issue.
The number of Guyanese that are working overseas, all parts of the world, we as a country cannot afford, outside of what Gail said, cannot afford to take that kind of position. If we take that kind of position that you are suggesting, we do so to the detriment of hundreds of thousands of Guyanese who are living in the Caribbean, in North America, and every other part of planet Earth, and are being employed by various countries, by various companies, by various business entities.
Teixeira said that Guyana has always been a hospitable country and one that has had an open and friendly immigration policy.